Kevin got every wrestling move reference right. Props to his wrestling knowledge. Well, there you go. You got one thing right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like The Rock as well sometimes.
Yeah, he's from
some angles.
He's from Bilbao, right?
Woo! Welcome to Balls Deep, everybody! Yeah! Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. It's another Harvinth episode. So you've got myself in the middle, and also you've got the return of a classic, a favorite, a fan favorite, right?
Hey, hold on, I want to say one thing though.
Yeah.
It's a coincidence Harvin doesn't show up today because usually he backs out of the episodes when Liverpool lose. But they won and he didn't show up.
So,
what's happened?
He's trying to break the mold, you see? He's trying to prove a point, right? He's trying to prove a point, you know?
No, I think he already cancelled before the 90th minute. And then when they scored the 2 goals, he's like, oh, Namala already cancelled.
The comment in the intro just now, that was from Irshad Izmi 9929, which is also a personal friend of mine. So yeah, shout out to Irshad, everyone.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah. I think another shout out in terms of comment wise, the second one was probably be Moyat knows ball, constantly spits facts, and that one is from the Vivek 16.
Is that one of your friends?
So yeah, that's I'm guessing
telling
that's
you,
one of
man,
his
paying
friends.
this guy's pay off.
Yeah.
Pays off.
Hey, no, but shout out to Moyat because
He's paying all 16 of them, you know.
all 16 of
All,
them. Exactly.
Vivek 1 to Vivek 16, all his...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Moyat definitely, you got a lot of love last week,
Yeah.
right? I think,
Thank
yeah,
you,
shout out
thank
to
you.
Moyat. I think that
Yep.
pain and that sorrow from being a United fan lately is really bringing it out of you. You know what I mean? And I think everybody out there is really relating to it, especially you, Kevin.
No. The pain and the sorrow is bringing me out of it. It's bringing it out of him and out of me. Like,
Another surprising thing is we have only one fans of Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle. Well, there's 2 United fans, but not one of them are wearing the jersey.
Yeah.
Which shows there's a big
because I have a
downfall
very
there.
important message. Build Malaysia without racism.
Hey, great segue, man.
And I also have a very important message. I support Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, there you go.
And you're United still.
Nice. Nice Wrexham jersey.
Okay.
I think also, yeah, good segue there, Mark. We also have somebody new to introduce onto the panel, right? I think round of applause for our first ever Newcastle fan. First ever, right?
Yeah.
First ever Newcastle fan, right?
Yeah.
There you go. See, another success story of submitting your videos to Balls
Success
Deep.
story.
right?
What is this show like?
Okay.
It's like Make-A-Wish. It's like success story.
It's the X Factor, bro. It's the X Factor, right?
It's like The Voice.
It's like The Voice. Introduce yourself, buddy.
Okay, my name is Azriel, or Mike. I'm from Tunami, Malaysia, which is an official supporters club in Malaysia. We are registered under ROS, okay?
Oh, nice. Wait, welcome to the show. man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Wow, so you're from the official Toon Army of Malaysia.
Yeah.
So that exists, right?
Yeah, because
my
we call
God.
it Newcastle United Supporters Fans Malaysia. Because why? When we submitted to ROS, the Toon Army, they say, what army is this? So we cannot take the army because we don't want to be.
You gotta be careful.
How long
right?
have you been? Have you been a Newcastle fan all your life, or since the takeover?
No, because
I get that question.
I'm actually since the entertainers, Kevin Keegan's,
Ooh, the
David
entertainers.
Ginola,
Ooh.
Alan Shearer. But I understand you, Mark, because there are a lot of
New fans.
mushroom coming over, even the fake Facebook fans.
Last time they Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Who
Now,
knows?
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay, sweet. I think let's go around for the introductions. We're running a bit late here with introductions, right?
Hi, my name is Kevin and I am against racism.
Okay. What about you?
I'm Mark, and yeah, I support Chelsea. I thought we'd done the introductions.
Not yet. No official. We always do the official introductions. Last one.
Moya K. I like Ryan Reynolds. I think
You know what? If you want to know the result of menu, you can see now. Lah.
Exactly. There you go. That's like a real pro there. I think the first probably set of results that we should probably be touching on is the big game, the Manchester United game, right?
how is that
Right?
the big game?
It's a big game.
How is it a
Is
big
that
game?
the
Well,
big
it's big because you guys are in the news for all the wrong reasons in the last 2 weeks. It's the club is just going downhill every day. There's something new happening. You guys lost to Brighton, 3-0 down. 2 of your players have got scandals. It's worrying times, isn't it?
Yeah.
It
It is worrying times.
So it's big news. That's big news, isn't it?
It is, okay, it is worrying times, but it's also, is it that bad?
Bro, it is.
Yes, it is. But still, you know, what else am I supposed to say?
No. You have a midweek to look upon too, and it's not the Friday night. This is Wednesday night. Tuesday night.
We
That's
lost
much
3.
better.
Yeah, no, it's not any better. Okay, we're facing Bayern Munich in Munich.
Yeah.
Cannot.
They're gonna make us into sausages, man.
We are going to be
Bratwurst.
yes.
Okay, firstly, is Sancho ever going to play for you guys again or not? What do you think?
Okay, if we're gonna talk about Sancho, my position is what the manager says goes.
Yeah.
If you want to be petulant, if you don't want to apologize, I don't care
Why
if
should
you're
he
Lionel
apologise?
Messi.
He called him out for no reason.
Yeah,
What do you
if the
mean?
manager can't say that you are not training to the level of this thing, then what? Then what's the point? No,
but
let's have a puppet
it's
there.
not, it's not just that, but recent news has come out that, look, you're Eric Ten Hag. Last season, Sancho had some off-the-field issues. Eric Ten Hag gracefully said, take some time out. I'm not going to call on you. You rest at home and then come back in the squad. Now, this year, you haven't been training well. I say that in public. You defend yourself going against what I've said. And now there's all this news coming about how, you know, he can't wake up for training. He's had to be put on some like special alarm clock. And even after this, Jadon Sancho is still being like petulant about it and still refuses to apologize. Even if Eric Ten Hag is being unreasonable about this, whatever the manager says goes.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're Lionel Messi. I don't care if you're Cristiano Ronaldo. It happened with Roy Keane. It happened with Jaap Stam.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, it happened with Ronaldo again. This is Eric Ten Hag's team.
But can you afford to leave a player like Sancho out when you've already got Anthony out now? Who you have to bring back someone like Chris Eagles.
Okay, honestly, what has Sancho done?
Yep.
All of last season. What did he do?
Man. You tell us.
No, nothing.
Honestly,
Exactly.
He was slightly better than Pepe, but what has he done? What has he done? Like nothing.
Fucking
I mean,
straight shot there.
to say that, oh, you know, can we afford to lose Sancho? What has he done? Nothing. He didn't even play all of last season, and also most of last season. And when he did play, he didn't do much anyway with the ball.
Yeah, for me, I don't care. I think even if he, like I said, he could be the best player on the field. He could be what Erling Haaland is to City. At the end of the day, I think if the manager can't command the respect of a player, that player has to go. Because
In my opinion, I think, you know, you brought up stuff like Roy Keane and like what? Who else was on LA, right?
Ronaldo,
right?
Yep.
And the big difference here is that now we live in this digital age where all these players, right, they've got social media, right?
Okay.
Right? This all started because he released that statement immediately after the game, right?
Yes, an hour after he said it.
Exactly. And which you would not have been able to do back in the day,
Yep.
right? So for me, it's right now literally a tennis match between Ten Hag and Sancho, and also because you know they're just gonna keep. I think we're gonna keep seeing all these type of reports of Ten Hag said the latest one, which is what you just mentioned just now, saying that like I want an apology first, right? Which in my opinion, right? I don't know about you, Mark, right? I don't know about you, but in my opinion, to see a manager release a statement to the media saying that I will only let him play.
Oh no, he
if
didn't say
He
it.
didn't say it. He didn't say it like
Yeah.
that.
He said he wasn't
But
good
he
enough
wants an
training.
apology.
Yeah, he hasn't worked hard enough in training.
Which is the most
actually,
embarrassing thing to say about an injury. I know he's their manager and maybe he's not training hard, but you could at least protect your players slightly, especially someone who's got mental.
It's not even the player.
No,
it's just
but-
the
okay.
club, bro. Yeah.
put yourself in Ten Hag's shoes, right?
If I will right now,
What
ask me the
else-
question.
What else could you have said?
Could have said something? Could have protected the player, made up a lie, and maybe said, "Okay, he wasn't
Okay.
fit."
Okay,
Don't say he can't perform
Well,
in
you let me
training.
ask you-
This confidence could be
you
ruined even
wouldn't.
more.
But then, if you go down that route, it wouldn't be you protecting the player, because
Yeah,
forget
because
that.
they
You'll
will
be-
find
you'll
out that
be-
he was not
No,
injured.
you'll be
Correct.
protecting the club. That's your
But
job.
what would Sancho prefer? Would Sancho prefer the manager to call him out an hour after the game he didn't even play?
I think at
Or-
this,
Hey,
I really.
what did he say
to be-
that's so bad?
To be completely fair, I don't think Eric Ten Hag cares about what Sancho thinks anymore. Like, if he thinks that Sancho can't contribute to his team, then so what? Right? I mean, sure, I'm all for protecting how players feel and their mental health and whatnot, right? But if you're a football player and you can't take a simple criticism as you've not been performing well, there's
In
something
training.
wrong, you know? If someone told Kevin on his show that you weren't so funny on that show.
Every day of my life. Every day of my life. The only reason I do this show is to feel normal again.
Yeah, if someone told Edris, whatever it is you do, that I don't like your work product, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna tweet? Are you gonna tweet
Listen
it
to the
out?
point. Behind closed doors. If Kavin's boss of Fly FM said, "Oh, by the way," in a media interview, "Oh, his performances have been really bad recently," you wouldn't do that. You say
doesn't
it in a
matter.
meeting.
I feel sorry for you, bro. I feel sorry
doesn't-
for you.
it
I don't
doesn't-
know why you're always the example.
It doesn't matter.
He said it.
Yeah, he's too close.
It doesn't matter because that's the nature of their job. It's like how you would criticize an actor's performance or a celebrity's performance or even like a politician's performance. They are in the public space. So as someone in that public space, I would assume you'd have some fortitude to deal with the rigors that come with a public space.
For me, in my opinion, it was absolutely wrong for Jadon Sancho to even release
that
that
I-
statement.
that I agree.
in the
That I
first
agree.
place, right?
That I
Because
agree.
because that is petulant. In my opinion, that is petulant. That is childish. It is immature.
But I have
then-
to agree also with Mark because a manager have to take care
Exactly.
of the players.
Right? No, it's for me right now. The problem is the whole discourse, and it's so petty just to see this in
The
public.
thing is, y'all are
right?
saying lie and say something different and say like, oh, he's ill or he's injured or, his balls are too big for his shorts. Whatever, right? But however, people will find out.
I don't think
Immediately one reporter will come out and say Jadon Sancho
But at
was
least it
not
didn't come
injured.
out from the manager's mouth.
Yeah, but then everybody will say he is a liar.
Yeah, but
Yep.
where
And when it comes to a Manchester United manager, you will
Yeah,
never
you-
you will never escape
yeah.
it, and it will be amplified 10,000 times.
I think this Sancho topic is definitely super lengthy, and there's actually a lot.
actually, it
and
doesn't
there's-
have to be
and
lengthy.
there's also a lot of other off-field topics, right? That actually is surrounding you guys right now.
Yes.
But let's get back. Let's get back to what happened on the pitch, which isn't as good as well, right? For you guys, unfortunately.
No, okay.
A 3-1 loss, right, to Brighton, and let
Okay.
me guess, was it at Old Trafford this time as well?
Yeah.
Yes, he was at
Right?
Old Trafford.
So
No,
Old
and
Trafford.
the
Theatre
only
of dreams for everybody
Did we
else.
lose 4-0 to Brighton last season?
No, we lost 4-0 to Brighton 2 seasons ago.
Two
Towards the
seasons
end.
ago, which
Yeah.
was at home also. Right. The thing
Was it
is,
at home? I can't remember.
it was at home. Yeah, I think. Anyway, so look, we talk about Manchester United being bad in this game. Nobody's giving props to
Brighton.
To Brighton, who played absolutely perfect. The Zerbi got the tactics absolutely right, and Ten Hag got the tactics absolutely wrong. Playing the diamond against a team that is overloading you in your midfield is the wrong thing to do. Right? He's got 4 people in midfield. Now first 20 minutes he got owned a little bit. What he did, he changed things. He said he told Welbeck to drop deep, make it 5 midfield. Now you overloaded the midfield. Now you can just run past the midfield, and then their defenders are all over the place anyway. So it doesn't matter. You will score the goals. That's what happened.
Just to remind you all, Newcastle lost 3-1 also to Brighton 2 weeks before. So I saw the game. I think the Zebri have done a tremendous job. Yeah,
Yes.
changed. And then the only thing that Brighton was earlier been said won't be a so-called top 4 teams because they lost to
West Ham.
West Ham.
Okay. Which I think West Ham is also going
Actually,
okay.
I watched that match. I don't know how they did not score.
Because their whole, I think they're at around 70% of possessions, but then still lost to West Ham.
So I think we're talking
got moist.
very highly about Brighton, and I think we also need to give some credit to Chelsea because if it wasn't for Chelsea spending all that money, we actually funded Brighton's training ground, all their player signings. So I think if we're going to prop Brighton,
No,
we
no,
need to
that
also
one is-
credit Chelsea
No, that
for
one
spending
is-
money on Brighton.
No, that one is
That's a wrong train of thought, bro. That's a
It's
wrong
got
train of
nothing
thought.
to do
No,
with
no,
your.
no, no.
De Zerbi had 6 players out of that team.
Yeah, I was just gonna
If
say.
it wasn't for Chelsea, Potter would still be manager, and Potter's not as good a manager as him.
So all Brighton fans should thank
Mitoma wouldn't have got a chance.
Ferguson
This
did
is-
not play.
Brighton
is
fans,
how-
give us a shout out, please.
This is how Chelsea fans find happiness.
No, speaking of which, right? I mean, the Brighton lineup, Kevin, you brought it up. The Brighton lineup over the weekend against United, it wasn't even the full first.
It
team,
was not.
right?
He had six
Lallana,
changes.
Welbeck.
Right, Lallana and Welbeck started in a game.
But then you
where
don't have
they
to say it
beat
like that. You
United
don't have to. It makes
3-1.
it sound bad. Lallana and Welbeck. You don't have to.
I
They are good
honestly
players.
thought that the guy retired already. I completely forgot he was even at Brighton.
Fun fact
and the
about-
way that he did that fakie, right, so that Welbeck could get that finish, I was like, you guys got done by a fucking bunch of retirees, man.
But then
fact about
It is
Welbeck.
nuts.
But you have to
Speaking of
understand.
retirees, Johnny Evans.
He did not play.
Let's squeeze it in.
He didn't
right?
play this
he didn't
time,
play.
but
But
he
he's
played
there.
last week.
Yeah, but he's
No,
there.
but fun fact about Daniel Welbeck is he is
He's an
the
Arsenal
only he is the
And
ex
Man U
Man United
legend.
player that has scored the most goals against United.
wow.
I think
Yeah.
he scored like 4 goals against
Yeah,
United.
and
or
he's
something.
when he scored
Yeah.
against Arsenal, he didn't celebrate, but when he scored against United, he celebrated.
I always thought letting
I
him
just
go was
wanna
a mistake.
like.
But I like to shout out on Brighton actually, because Brighton, the setup, I mean,
It's beautiful, bro.
Beautiful because
Yeah.
the stadium was superb,
Yeah.
new, but
MX.
then superb MX.
Yeah.
And also the setup from the I mean the
The owners. It's
the
a well-run,
owners.
well-run club.
It's one of the best in the
Yeah,
world.
that's
right
why Newcastle bought Dan Ashwood from there because they're going to set up a new. That's why we are not buying like Chelsea, if you know what I mean. We buy new players. I mean, Minta and all coming out, and then also immediately loan to big clubs in Europe. So basically, we are following the footsteps because Dan Ashwood, is our director of sports, who is now doing similar things to Brighton, to what they did to Newcastle.
Nice.
One thing I like to just note about the game is that actually United for the first 18 minutes before the system change,
For 18 minutes.
1-8.
Before the goal.
Before the Welbeck goal.
Yeah.
So
Play-
fifth of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying this with pride, man.
right.
I'm just saying that for the first 18 minutes we played decent. Right? We were pressing up high, we were creating chances. It was good. Welbeck then scores the goal and immediately
Their heads drop.
their heads drop.
Yeah.
And I think as a United fan, it's disheartening to see because what has always been ingrained in the DNA of Manchester United is always to bounce back. We are the club who will go down 3-0 at halftime and win the game 5-3. We were the club
Why-
who wins
why-
games who wins games at injury
Man U,
time.
I know that.
But
5-3.
now
Yeah.
I'm just thinking,
Andrew Cole had
where
it.
has that mentality gone?
Does
And it
does
is-
Fergie time also fall in there? Like
yeah,
does Fergie
yes,
time?
exactly.
Right?
But I'm just thinking, where has that mentality gone? And it's so sad to see that the mentality has actually gone across town to Manchester City.
Yeah.
It has gone to Liverpool. It's gone to Arsenal.
It's gone.
And
That's what I'm
it-
saying. That's what I'm
yeah.
about to say as well. It's gone to almost everyone else
Except
in the
for
EPL
you.
right now,
Okay.
except for
for
United.
United.
I have to say this though, a lot of the blame for this game only, and I'm not saying this lightly, I'm not saying I'm Ten Hag out or anything, but Ten Hag has to take a blame.
Yes.
Ten Hag has to take a blame for not changing the tactics and being stubborn.
Okay.
And
I will. Yep.
No, you can defend him, but being stubborn enough to stick to the diamond,
Yep.
even though he knew he was getting overrun in midfield, and then at the end, petulance, I would say, by sending out all his wingers and putting Bruno in centre back.
I will
that
put
was
my
weird.
hands.
That
Okay,
was
I'll put
weird.
my hands up and say this game
This game only.
Ten Hag got it wrong.
No.
Correct.
But managers are allowed to make mistakes.
It's true. It's true.
Managers
It's
are
true.
allowed
Correct.
to change
Yeah.
the system and stick with it if they think that eventually it may work. Remember last season on Balls Deep, we were talking about we were talking about Pep. We were talking about Pep and why does he have 4 number 10s? Why is he not playing a back 4? And we were criticizing him because he picked up losses to like Brentford and Nottingham Forest, and we were saying things like he should change the system. He made that system work. By the end of the season, he won the treble with that system. So Ten Hag is allowed to make mistakes. He's allowed to get it wrong.
Yeah, but he's made more than just mistakes in that game. The whole
In
summer
one-
signings were
No,
wrong.
but okay, if-
Onana, right?
Okay.
You signed a goalkeeper, a ball-playing goalkeeper, but the team are not ball-playing.
I
Wait,
agree.
hold on.
Makes no sense.
Yeah,
right,
give
you
him-
sold De Gea. Okay, you could have kept him on. I kept saying this. You signed Mason Mount, who you didn't need.
Yep.
Manager's decision.
Now he's injured.
You signed a striker who is not proven at all.
Hey, but he
for
scored
60
last
million,
night.
Yep.
1 goal.
But disallowed.
And looking at your team, I know Chelsea is shit, but at least we have young players. Your team is,
No,
I
okay,
agree.
okay.
Horrible.
Let me refute that a little
and that's
bit.
the manager's fault.
Yep.
No, okay, let me refute that though. You're expecting a goalkeeper that is fundamentally changing the way we play the game, and you're judging it after 5 games.
But you
lost
you don't
3
have
out
a
of 5.
ball-playing team.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you're still
It's a
judging
mess.
it after. Yes, we lost 3.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we lost 3.
Yeah.
But you're judging it after 5 games. Now, Mason Mount, honestly, I cannot see why he bought him, but he has a plan, and that
Okay.
plan.
Wait, you really
may or may
believe
not work.
that
What's the plan?
Onana
What's
is
the plan?
fundamentally changing
He-
the way
he
that
is-
United is playing?
Okay.
Dude, you see it in the game so much higher.
Okay, so I agree with what both of you are saying, right? And what I will say to that is, Erik ten Hag is in the danger of doing what he did last season, which is adapting to the players he's got, as opposed to making those players adapt to him. What I will say is that Erik ten Hag has to stop this cycle. He cannot do the long ball to Rashford anymore. He needs to take his players and play the way he wanted to play. Even if it means suffering for the interim. Because he needs to do what Klopp did. He needs to do what Arteta did. Arteta went through a season, he got 10 losses in a row, but everyone just said, he's building that system. Ten Hag has to do the same. Because if he doesn't, then you're perpetuating a cycle where he uses the same players, they turn against him, and then we get a new manager who inherits the same shit,
So
this
Casemiro was signed by Ten Hag, right?
Yes.
Exactly my point. He's signed, he's not thought about that plan. So
Casemiro,
he
was phenomenal for us last season.
But now not.
He was
He's getting old.
Correct.
That's what I mean.
No,
The money's been wasted.
So if Casemiro did well last season and is not doing well this season.
So that contradicts your point. You're saying you don't want someone at the short-term success. You want them to keep it going.
I'm not saying short-term
disagree?
success.
I disagree. I think
For
Casemiro
Casemiro could play until he's 40. For all you know, Casemiro could play until he's 36. But what's important is that Erik ten Hag says to Casemiro, I want you to play the way I want to play football. I don't want you to play, I don't want to be a counter-attacking team. I don't want to be transition. I don't want to be long ball FC. I don't want to be moments FC. I want to be Erik ten Hag FC. Right? I want to make United Erik ten Hag's vision of what football is. And that's what he should be done. And that's what should be done. Or not. You're just doing the same thing Mourinho did.
Dude,
You're doing the
Moyes
same thing Ole did. And you need to break that cycle.
You know what Moyes doing now? He's looking at all the comments that's going to come in this week. He's just like, oh man.
Manchester United fan pulls his heart out.
The amount of criticism we are getting is because we are Manchester United. And because of the fact...
No, Kevin,
listen, let me finish. Because we are Manchester United.
I will go for this.
When Arteta was losing 10 games in a row with the same team that he was building, and you all said, trust the process, trust the process. Fucking trust the process now, lah.
Process has been 10 years. You spend
No.
the most money in 10 years.
Oh, it's not.
All the clubs.
Okay.
Chelsea gets so much shit.
I'm sorry.
You guys had the biggest net spend in 10 years. You've won jack shit trophies. We've won more trophies, more Champions League than you guys.
I'm sorry.
And yet every week
Dude,
on the show,
you have spent
you
the
guys
last
say,
two
oh,
seasons
Chelsea
more
spent
than
money.
anyone.
Chelsea spent money.
I'm
Look
sorry.
at your money
Look.
you spent and you're nothing. All your players are old. It's a shambles.
The argument of the argument of
we
net
just look at the
spend,
side
United's
to
net
the
spend
team that
being the
didn't
highest,
win
and
this
therefore they
weekend?
should be successful now is lazy.
Why?
Because
10 years.
Because
Nothing.
you're not looking at context. That's
what
1
context?
billion. That's £1 billion spread across 4 managers. I'm going to give you another analogy. I'm
that's
becoming.
Man United's fault.
I'm going to become analogy
Hit
man.
us,
Right?
hit us,
in this
hit us
show,
with
right?
an analogy, Moyet.
Good.
Assume Ferguson ran a very successful restaurant chain, right? And that restaurant became like unpopular, and had to shut down because he was retiring.
KFC.
The next manager comes in and says, I'm going to change things up. I'm going to make it an Asian fusion place. Buys all the equipment necessary for that Asian food. And it doesn't do so well. Then they bring in another manager who says, I don't care about Asian fusion. I want to make it a fast food joint, and buys all the equipment for the fast food joint instead. And now you bring in another manager who wants to say, I want to be a good steakhouse. I want steakhouse equipment instead. You can't say that the steakhouse manager is culpable for the failures of all other managers and all the spend of all the other managers before that. That's why it's very important to see that the net spend argument has to be taken in context.
Of the 4 different managers.
Of the 4 or 5 different
I wasn't
managers.
saying net spend for Ten Hag. I'm saying everyone in the last 10 years.
United
No,
in the last
correct.
10 years, right?
No, because the Erik ten Hag rebuild, the steak shop, if you will, has only been 1 year. You want to establish that.
But is
that
this
steak
steak-
shop.
is this steak pretty good?
Okay, wait,
though?
let me ask you this.
Is this steak
How
okay?
many managers do you have after Wenger?
2.
Exactly.
2, and then Arteta, right?
No,
Do you-
Arteta is number
2
2.
including Arteta.
Okay, but do you blame Arteta for the previous manager's mistakes, if there's any?
No at all.
No, at all,
Exactly.
right? That's the thing.
You see, Arteta took charge. He finished 8th. And then he finished 8th again. And then he finished 5th. And then he got the last season.
Yep.
Right? Klopp finished.
Say. What happened last season?
You guys didn't win any trophies.
We got second.
You didn't win any trophies, right? Klopp finished 8th. And then he finished 4th. And he didn't reach the Champions League final until his 3rd season. He didn't win the Champions League until his 4th season. Pep got 3rd in his 1st season, and he won the league in the 2nd season. But the one thing that has been overlooked is the fact that he spent £400 million pre-COVID on players like Benjamin Mendy, on players like Ilkay Gundogan, on players like Bernardo Silva, who was bought for 46 million.
And not to mention the 115 charges against them, but that one we don't say anything.
But imagine if Bernardo Silva was bought in this market today, it would, it would be crazy. But what I'm saying is that's why Calvin is right. You're only looking at Erik ten Hag in this light because he's a Manchester United manager. Because he's a Manchester United manager.
Let me say.
And therefore,
damn, he's not done.
Yeah, no one bats an eye. No one bats an eye because success came, even if it came after 5 seasons. I don't know about, like if you guys claim second place is a success, then fine by you. Oli got it twice. But only got it once, right?
Once.
But at the end of the day, you need the time to rebuild. Erik ten Hag, like I said last season, the evidence is there. He's a good manager. He won silverware. He got us into Champions League football. If you're judging and saying he should be out, and this goes for United fans as well, saying Erik ten Hag out, right?
Yeah, please.
If you're saying that Erik ten Hag should be let out just on the basis of 5 games, you're the one perpetuating the cycle that managers can come in, do shit, and then be sacked, and then the same thing happens again. You need to break the cycle.
Okay, hey, Moyet.
Let's see if they say this at the end of the season.
Fantastic, right? My reply to that. My reply to that amazing monologue. That beats all my monologues,
Sorry.
bro. That beats all my monologues. My reply to
You should be sitting there, bro.
My reply to that is that what you just said, right? The heat that came off from the both of you guys, right? And the fact that we are even spending this long talking about that game, that match, is a testament to what you guys were saying. It is because it is
Manchester United.
It is because it is Manchester United, right? You guys were the biggest club in the EPL for the longest of time with the most success, all under Ferguson, right? I completely agree. And my thoughts now, right, in terms of when it comes to United, right? Because I'm still siding with Mark, right?
Well, not really, because you just said it. I agree. I disagree with what you just said. I think it's not because United. They spent the worst.
It is because if you think about the amount of people, the amount of supporters, the amount of children, the little kids who were converted to become United supporters, growing up watching Ferguson play, right?
What kind of Taliban government do you think United is?
Listen,
Okay,
right? You started watching United because of the success that they've had, right, during the Ferguson era.
Fair enough, okay.
In the past 10 years, right? In the past 10 years, you guys have not had, the identity is gone, right?
Okay.
And you guys have been struggling to rediscover that identity, right?
I agree with you.
An identity that has longevity, right? An identity that is true to the United Testament, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Right? And we went through the same thing. Arsenal went through the same thing. And what I'm trying to say now is that it is quite sad to see the state of where United is at, because when I was watching that game against Brighton, right? And also the many games before that, right?
You mean the 4 games before that?
Sorry? 3 losses out of 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
in this season, right? I'm watching those
The
games.
many games, 4 games, huh?
No. I mean, even last year, a few games, but I watched you guys in this past season or so, and I cannot sit there and think that you guys are persuading the new generation of fans,
We're not.
to become United fans,
And that's not the point.
No. It's
But
to
what
tell
is
you
the
that.
point? There's no
Let
progress.
him speak.
Okay, it's never easy to change or to replace a legendary manager. The last time Man U did that, they were relegated with Sir Matt Busby. Remember, 1974,
Yes.
something like that.
I don't remember. I wasn't born, but
Yeah, I know
But
some
yeah,
stories.
yes.
Just to let you know, to tell you the truth, I changed club.
Oh, if you say
spicy.
were you United?
I'm a United fan. Period.
Oh.
And then
Bro,
please.
you made the right decision.
No. I changed. You know when? When they won.
You changed when they won.
Yes.
the
When
treble,
United won.
99?
The year after Liverpool won, they won again.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Newcastle was second. And that disaster in Christmas.
Okay.
Or when you said, in fact, a miracle in Christmas. Yeah. Whatever you. I changed. So not everybody follow Man U because they won.
win.
Yeah, that's true.
Some follow because they lost.
That's true.
But then again,
So
to
you
tell you
guys
the
were
truth,
getting you.
I agree with you. You're pointing to the fans, Man U fan, because there are a lot of fans who been there during the good times.
Yeah.
When these times happens, they either
Missing.
or are really in the goal, you know, in a cave.
Or part of the problem, right?
Inside the cave.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
I agree with you. We have an identity crisis,
Yeah.
and it's going to take a lot of hurt to get our identity back. But we have to be willing to go through it. That's all.
I guess.
But
We have to be willing to go through eighth and sixth
Well,
and fifth
speaking
and third or whatever.
speaking of, you know,
But this is Man United. Can they have the patience to wait that long?
Yeah.
That's another question.
I'm saying we should.
We should.
That's it.
speaking of managers who are going through turbulent times and probably not knowing what they're doing, you've got Pochettino with Chelsea.
Wait.
Alright,
Say it
so-
how he says it. Say it how he says it.
How does Pochettino?
Yes.
Pochettino. You know, as Mark says it, Pochettino.
Coutinho.
Yeah,
You
because the moment he starts pronouncing his name right, he will be fired.
Or Chelsea might actually win the game.
Chelsea got a 0-0 draw against
We didn't lose.
against Bournemouth.
We didn't lose 3-1.
Gary O'Neill. Bond.
Yeah, but you
So,
guys-
Yeah, it wasn't a
Still
loss.
good.
Okay, against okay.
Mark, it wasn't a 3-1 loss, but man, it did look like it though.
Yeah, okay, but
because-
right,
how do you
difference.
feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you
Okay,
feel?
and
How
this
do
is
you
me
feel?
being honest.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is
Speak
why
for the Chelsea
this is
fans
why
out
we
there.
have a little debate earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Because right, Chelsea fans out there are not worried. Reason is we always manage to sort our shit out.
Okay.
In the last 10 years, we have won Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
We have won Premier
Champions
Leagues.
Leagues.
Talking about
You
10 years
guys,
ago.
wait, hold up.
Yeah.
No, in the last 10 years, you guys haven't won Champions League or Premier League in the last 10 years. No, you haven't. Okay? Our team right now, on paper, yes.
Are shaped.
I wouldn't say we're world class, but we have young potential players. We have 19-year-old central midfielders starting games who look good. We have young defenders on the bench we can bring on. We have money, so we don't have to bring back Johnny Evans to come and play against Arsenal. It's like the
we don't have him, it's fine.
And this is my point I'm trying to say, and I'm not over exaggerating here.
Yeah.
Man United compared to Chelsea in the last 10 years, we have won more trophies. Yes, we might have spent. That's my point. We've not spent more money than you guys. You guys have spent more, yet we get this stigma.
Somebody
Oh,
fact check
Chelsea has
this.
spent so much. Well, guess what? We back it up. We win things. Look at our team right now. Our team is probably one of the youngest ages average in the Premier League. Your midfield, fucking Ericsson, Fernandez, like I said, it's an aging team. Casemiro with no direction.
I'm going to come in with something here, right?
Okay.
So you're saying now that you're able to spend this much money and
You
then,
spend
and
more
then-
than us,
Yeah,
just
I know.
saying.
I'm
Okay.
saying about you guys, yeah? Like
Yeah,
you guys
okay.
spend this much money and you guys always bounce back, right? You guys have spent over 1 billion. I'm not talking about net spend. I'm just talking about players you brought in. You guys have spent over 1 billion over the last three transfer windows. Three transfer windows. And here's an interesting fact for you guys. The last time Chelsea beat an opposition that was in the top 15 of the Premier League was 594 days ago. That was a 2-0 win against Spurs. So if you guys, what I'm saying is in the last 2 seasons, when you guys have gone against an opposition who have been 1 to 15, you guys have either lost or drawn. So is that a good return on a 1 billion investment?
So what stat would I rather have? Have you won the Champions League in the last 2 years, or have you not beaten
No,
a team
I'm
in the
just
top
talking
15
about
last years?
I'm just
I
talking
would
about
really-
investment. I'm just talking about
That's not
investment
I'll
here,
give
right?
you the props
Yep.
for winning more trophies in the last 10 years, but that's because you were a well-run club under Abramovich. And not Abramovich. Abramovich just signed checks.
Marina,
whatever.
No, but
her
he
name
was
is.
crucial, bro.
No, he was crucial
He
because
was
he signed the
crucial.
checks, yes.
Yeah.
But however, Marina, who he hired as the football director, she was superb at a job. Just the only problem was she was Russian, she couldn't stay, right?
Yep.
And the thing is with Todd Bowley now, him acting like it's FM23, it's not sustainable to the club. And the thing is, look, I give you all props for the 8 years previous, right? I'll give you all props for that because it's a well-run club. We were not a well-run club. We are still not a well-run club because of the owners being absolute dickheads. And the reason why we had to sign Johnny Evans is because we don't have money. We don't have money. And the reason why we don't have money is because of our owners being dickheads and, dilly-dallying about selling the club, dilly-dallying about, giving us money to even spend on things. We had to get Amrabat on loan.
Hey, I thought the United section was over, man.
But he started attacking.
I'll relate it back to Chelsea. Here's a good interesting story. When Mourinho came into Chelsea for his second spell, and he won the league, he asked for Diego Costa, he asked for Fabregas. No questions, he got it. Mourinho worked hard to get United back into the Champions League. And in that third season where United were back in the Champions League, he sent a list of 5 players to the Glazers. Not one of them were accepted.
Yeah.
Right?
We got
They
Fred.
brought
Still
in
about United.
Fred,
Oh.
right? So it's not, what I'm saying is there's the levels to
So
well-run
this is
club
Man U
and not
show,
well-run
right,
club.
today?
And I will tell you that now Chelsea are not a well-run club.
No, we're not, and you're right. But my point is, the original question, which you've completely gone off the rails, is: are you concerned as a Chelsea fan?
Yep.
No, because I think we have a world-class manager.
Wait,
I
where are
feel
you
like
guys
we
on the
have
table right now?
14th.
14th.
You know what? I would.
5 games in.
And then United's
agree.
13th, right?
I wouldn't be worried.
We are, our owner's a bit of a wally-bolly, like doing stupid things like this, but I feel like he knows he's got that stigma of being like a pretty crazy
Yep.
owner of the club. He's going to give the manager time, and I think our manager, Pochettino, is going to... He loves the youth. And this is why I think it's a great combination. He's giving young players a chance. Conor Gallagher was our captain, which is crazy.
You spend
And by
100
the way,
million
the-
on your 19-year-old, you have to give him a chance.
No, so
lah.
like I agree with him. You know, if I were a United fan, if I were a Chelsea fan, right, I would be more concerned as a United fan. I wouldn't be so concerned as a Chelsea fan because I see an owner who wants to invest in the club. I see a good manager on the team. I see good players on the field. I wouldn't be concerned as a Chelsea fan. So if that answers your question. But and of course, you have to give props to Chelsea for everything they've done over the last 10 years. But as it is now, are the returns of investment there?
No,
They
of course
aren't.
not. Of course not.
Yeah.
Well, they've got 8 years technically because every single player has been signed on an 8-year deal.
Which is
Some of them
smart
10,
business.
right?
Yeah, which
Which is
is
smart business, and that's how we. That's why our net spend is not as high as yours because we make returns. On
Mark. I
players.
swear to God, sitting next to you on this football talk show, right, it feels like I'm on like a forex show or something. Man. I swear to God, the net spend, the gross net spend, okay, like.
And Abramovich sold all his Bitcoin to fund the sale of.
Hey, by the way, Graham, our producer, helped to share with us a little fun tidbit. I think this is the youngest average age in the league right now,
Yeah.
right? Which is held by Chelsea,
exactly.
at 23.7.
Yeah.
Arsenal were the youngest club on average last year, and then now it's
23, I
been
think it was.
we were
Yeah.
24. We were 24. Now it's 23.7.
Saying this to Chelsea and Man U on behalf of Newcastle United, I'll say thank you very much because you are rebuilding. Because of that, we are now on the Champions League.
Yeah.
We got points. It's very hard to get points with Chelsea.
Sorry, we're
and
there
Man U.
with you. We're there with you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's them.
Yes.
So they should take their time, right? To
Yeah,
rebuild,
okay,
right?
that's right.
Actually-
Please rebuild more, longer, further. I'm happy with that
but
because
let's
we can take points from you, from Chelsea. We can take points from Man United.
That's a good segue though to Newcastle. Yes, y'all won ugly last game,
Yeah.
but y'all are not exactly firing on all cylinders as well.
Yeah, what was the score? It was 1-0.
1-0. We won
Against-
ugly. I go to against Brentford. Okay, just
Brentford,
play. But before that, please look at the fixtures. The first 5 fixtures Newcastle United had. Okay, we are the only team that were playing against top 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If Brentford is number 9 or 10, something like that.
Yeah.
We played first game with 7th, which we won Kivensley 5-1, which is Aston Villa. And then we lost only 1-0 away to Man City.
Man City.
And then we lost. Okay, that one is a disaster. But like, I would like to quote what my chairman, His Excellency Yasir Aromai said. We had bad games. We have bad matches. But we are in the Champions League. So,
Wow. Like that's just like the best. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Hey,
But
today
then-
might suck,
Yeah.
Okay.
but we're in the Champions League.
Sorry about that.
That's what that's what we always say about Arsenal. It's like, but at least we won the Champions League.
Yeah,
So we're
and
winning
then-
on
Dude,
that.
you're not in the Champions League this season.
We've won the Champions League.
And then we lost to Wild Oil Brighton, which I think
3-1.
Man U also have the walls on that.
Yeah.
And then the only thing now we want is to
You guys
just
both-
win, which we did. Okay, actually supposed to be at least 2-0. I don't know why. Callum Wilson goal was disallowed. If you don't have contact in football, then you better play chess. Right? Really.
As a Newcastle United
that is-
fan,
yeah,
do
that
you
is
think you guys are going to finish top 4, or do you think you're going to struggle to get in the top 4 this season?
Yeah, that's
Are you confident or
I always been telling you it'll be very difficult to be in top 4, but I'm happy if top 5 because I think if Premier League will have 5 teams in the Champions League, so number 5 will be just nice for Newcastle United.
Okay, so I have this thing where I have friends who are Newcastle fans and they're assholes, right? So now you see the problem is that before the season and last season, you all did tremendous. okay, what Eddie Howe did to your team and brought you all up from where you all were to where you are now, especially with your owners doing sustainable business, not like Chelsea. And
Sustainable business? What, Saudi Arabia owners?
yeah, they did sustainable business though.
Yeah, PIF, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are the richest club. We are the richest club in the world.
Look, you all bought Tonali from Milan,
Yeah.
right? And then you all bought a few players as well. I thought it would really strengthen your team, right? Which, to be fair, okay, I mean, I understand that you all only lost to City 1-0, but you all got dominated in that game. Like, you all did not have the ball. You had 0 shots on target, or very few, if I
What are you saying? It's
correctly.
inconsistent? What are you saying?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that, look, for all that they did last season and all that they strengthened this season,
Yeah.
I feel like Newcastle should be better.
No, I mean, Man City, I'm going there. We have to give respect to the team itself, okay? We're playing in the Champions.
Okay, remember you all are in the Champions League group of death also, no?
I have no problem. I mean, against Milan, PSG, Dortmund, we are
You
happy.
must be so excited, right?
My friend who's now in Geneva, I say, I'm looking forward to these cities playing against all these top clubs because we got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
After 20 years, man. Again, thank you for Man U and Chelsea for rebuilding, for giving us point for us to get top 4. I'm happy for that. That's what I say. But you have to understand, I have to say again, our fixture is the worst. I mean, no other teams. Liverpool, they have here and there. Again, Chelsea, they are easiest, but still down there. So basically, now, if you are playing fantasy football, now it is time to buy Newcastle United players because we are playing.
Who should you buy? Who should you buy?
I
Give me
mean,
one name. Give me one name. You have to choose one name.
Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, Anthony Gordon.
Okay.
You know, because he's been involved in our goal. In fact, the penalty was from his
Anthony
foul,
Gordon, yeah.
Anthony Gordon, and then he did.
I rate him though. I rate Anthony Gordon.
He's one of the fastest player. Only beaten by who's the AFC Bournemouth? Solanke. He's the fastest. The top 3. Anthony Gordon was second and third fastest.
Okay, speaking of Dominic Solanke, who is an ex-Liverpool player, right? You see the segue?
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about that Liverpool win.
Why not?
Okay, they won.
Liverpool, that's it, right? 3-1, Salah assisted 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Was it a header?
We don't care.
They left it too late also lah.
Yeah. What? So, Liverpool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 80th minute they scored the first the equalizer. Or is it equalizer or first goal?
I don't know. It's supposed to be.
I don't even know what
It's
to
supposed to be
do.
Harvin here, yeah, but he's not here.
We'll just ask Harvin next week.
Okay.
We don't care because we don't watch
Alright,
the game.
moving on to Arsenal.
Okay, let's go to Arsenal lah.
Arsenal, no, let's go to Spurs first. I want to talk about Spurs
Yeah.
first, right? Because I feel like there's a lot to be said on Spurs as well. I mean, similar game to the Liverpool game. They left it really late against Sheffield.
This
right?
is some late nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's also in part due to the new extra time ruling, which Arsenal has benefited from the 10,000 extra minutes, but I don't know. I feel quite iffy right now in terms of like the new ruling with the extra time, but yeah, Spurs 2-1. What's his name?
90 plus.
What's our new favorite manager?
Angie. Angie or Angie.
Right?
I call Angie.
Winning everyone's hearts with all of his post-match conferences, but obviously he's also winning the hearts of the players on the pitch right now.
But it's easy to win hearts with your comments when you're winning.
Exactly.
It is.
No, exactly.
It is.
No.
Ten Hag used to do it when he was winning.
Yeah.
But now when he's losing, look at this bastard talk cock, right? So it's easy lah. It's easy to when you're winning.
I mean, Richarlison
Actually
scored a goal.
Well
so yeah, so
Did
shout out.
he take out his shirt?
I don't know. I honestly, I also don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. You watch that Spurs game, right? I think once again, going back to the new manager that they have in post, he is bringing out so much belief in that lineup, right? Even though Harry Kane has left, which in my opinion, any Spurs fan would have felt worried, right?
Yeah.
But Maddison coming in, we've been singing his praises for the past few weeks.
He was player of the month.
And he was player of the month, right? And I feel like all of these players, the new ones and the old ones, more so on the new ones, because I don't think any of the old ones could cut it, to be honest.
Oh, Bissouma's looking good.
Bissouma
Udobi.
Romero, who I hate, actually.
Yeah.
But then,
But not bad. Not bad.
No, okay, okay.
And I feel this is all directly related to the new manager. And I
Yes.
think it's Ange really bringing out it's all love and care.
It's all love and care, but
yeah.
I need to say this also. I mean, taking nothing away from Tottenham, you only beat what's in front of you.
Yep.
Their 5 games have been easier than most.
Yeah.
It has been
surely easier than Newcastle.
Definitely easier than Newcastle.
Yeah.
Have they played any like top 6 teams? No.
Next week they're gonna play against
Yeah,
Arsenal.
that's when and in Emirates, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Fact check.
So
But
I think this will be a
Emirates.
Do you know on the show? Do you know on the show when anyone's made a point, you have to disagree with it? You'll be like, no, actually, like,
No, that's why I said
because Man
I'm not taking anything from Spurs. I think you beat what's in front of you and you give them props for doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's the real test comes next week. Now, if they continue this and they go and they bring this to the Emirates, hey, you know what? I give them props.
Oh, Spurs and Arsenal is.
It's next week.
Yeah, it's a
Northern Derby,
I like the props we're giving Postecoglou, and I think we're seeing.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah,
I hate to admit it, but it's fucking dope.
we're seeing this trend that we need to look beyond the established names.
Yeah.
So Postecoglou, De Zerbi, even managers like Thomas Frank. I think they are a breath of fresh air to the Premier League,
Eddie
and
Howe.
I think. Yeah, but Eddie Howe's coached in the Premier League before, But I'm talking about like new up and coming young
But Ange
stars managers.
played coach for Celtic, right? Before, right?
Yeah.
So it's
So-
similar.
Yeah.
But
the long
I-
ball, the fast forward game.
Yeah,
So-
but we're seeing these managers come in, and I'm telling you, we're going to see the next best manager from one of these guys.
Yeah.
And you know what's scary for the. I can't really call Chelsea, Man United top anymore, but
You can't.
The
You
clubs,
clearly can't.
the clubs that were fighting to get top 4. I'm just going to put a wild card out here. Spurs, with their players, no European
Hey,
competition.
by the way,
they
shout
could
out to Spurs
creep into
fans
top
because
4.
You want to shout out to Spurs fans?
yes, because I think they are although they are a bit doldrum for the past few seasons, but they are actually a very good set of fans because I mean I know you're Arsenal fans,
Yeah.
but for me,
How can you say that? Say
Hi,
that to me.
Spurs fan.
Oh, no. You want to be invited back on the show?
To be fair, between Spurs and Arsenal fans, right?
Don't you fucking say
They're
it.
less insufferable.
Whoa!
And Arsenal, my eldest son supported Arsenal, by the way.
Oh, that's why.
He's making great
He's
choices.
cocky.
in
He's
life.
gonna be called
onto the show next week.
He's too
cocky.
He's too cocky now because you hasn't won anything yet, but you're talking like you won the world.
Speaking of which, we just beat Everton over the weekend. We got another 3 points, putting us in the
moving
top
on.
3 of the
So,
table.
Was it another last minute thing?
Sorry,
or-
Haikal.
Hey, shout out Aika. That's so bad. Hey, shout out Aika.
Hey, but as an Arsenal fan, were you surprised Nketiah started over Jesus?
Not really, no.
Or
I
even the
wasn't-
goalkeeper,
I wasn't
Raya.
surprised. I wasn't surprised.
Raya started over Ramsdale.
Raya was a surprise, but Nketiah starting over Jesus.
Is there drama? Is there drama going on in the?
There's no drama.
How you know?
Before you guys bombard me with all of your annoying, Arsenal
yeah.
questions, right, and derail me, right? I think it's very, very important to take note that the 1-0 win last night, it was very, very hard fought. It was against Sean Dyche. We broke the 6-year
Everton record.
Goodison Park curse, right? It's been 6 years since we beat Everton at their home ground. The last time that we beat them, we had a team that had Ozil, Sanchez, Monreal, Koscielny, right? And it was a day that Ozil and Alexis had a masterclass that day, right? And then you fast forward 6 years later, we lost every single game against Everton. And obviously, coming off from last year's game where Sean Dyche had his debut, right, against Arsenal, he was
Dyche ball.
that was
I love his
Dyche
voice.
ball.
I love Sean Dyche
Fuck
voice.
Dyche
You know
ball,
why?
okay,
Very much.
exactly,
Yeah.
Dyche ball was the catalyst, to be honest, right? That really stunted our title charge last year. But going into the game last night,
give him.
and we won it. We won it, and it was a great fucking goal, right, from Leandro Trossard, who came on as a sub after Martinelli got injured, right? We got a goal disallowed, which shouldn't have been disallowed, by the way. But yeah, man, Raya was Raya started instead of Ramsdale, which there is no drama, right? There is.
Are you sure there's no drama? Why would you
no
drop your
drama.
first choice goalkeeper,
no
especially
drama.
a goalkeeper?
Because they have 2 world-class keepers.
Yeah.
no, I agree.
Because
but how-
Raya is better.
Do you
than
know?
Ramsdale.
Do you know? Hey, on that note, right? On that note, even when we signed Raya, all the stats came out, right? Everybody was asking, why are you guys signing David Raya when you have Ramsdale? And then you look at the stats, and Raya was this much better than Ramsdale. Statistically.
As the
they're much
second
better.
goalkeeper, you sign a better goalkeeper than your first choice goalkeeper.
The thing is, what people also, I guess, fail to
Ignore.
realize, right, is that like throughout the years, if you look at it, Arsenal, we've actually had some really quality keepers in terms of our backup, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look at like when we had Szczesny as our first choice keeper, you had
Martinez.
Fabianski
Oh, sorry.
as our
Martinez as well, right?
Martinez.
Yeah, and then when you had Leno, then you had Martinez as our second choice keeper, right? So it's almost kind of like a tradition that we've always had for a while. And obviously the second choice keeper would then deploy in the League Cup, in the FA Cup, where they really show their worth. Martinez did it.
But the Raya being better than Ramsdale thing is, you require context. So for example, if you look at amount of saves made, Raya is expected to have more saves made because he played in a worse team, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
The
obviously
stats is skewed, right?
It's skewed.
It's skewed.
It's
but-
stat padding, yes.
But for me, it's all about the eye test, right? It's all about the
Because
eye test.
that's where your eyes are.
You know? And watching him, remember, right? This
Remember,
is
guys?
This is the eye
Eyes.
test, right? And honestly, watching him play last night, he didn't have much to do because our defensive line is just so fucking rock solid, right? Right?
Did I saw
Also, you were playing against fucking Everton, Son, who is in trouble right now.
Nice ball.
I know Everton was
But he played well.
17
David
last
Raya
year.
played
17
well.
or 16 last year.
Yeah, and they are what? Are they bottom of the league?
And
No,
Goodison Park
at
is
least
not
nearby.
like a fortress.
Hey, I don't know, man, but we couldn't beat them for 6 years, okay? So like, that's all I can say, alright? And we managed to do it last night, so it feels like I won the fucking cup or something, alright?
But at the end of the day, Arsenal are title contenders this season. And remember the one important thing we need to know about fighting for the title. Winning when
Ugly.
you play
Ugly.
ugly or bad is important.
Okay, so on that note, right, for me, it's been 5 games already. The first 3 games, if you guys remember, it was so weird for me as an Arsenal fan because we had that hot streak of form from last year. We were playing super sexy football, right? Arteta ball. And then you started off with the season with like Partey playing right back. Things didn't really make sense. We are winning games, right? We are winning
Except
games.
against Fulham. Sorry.
Except for against Fulham, right? But we are winning games. It's just that
But you're not
feel
winning them comfortably.
We're not winning them. We're not winning them
City are.
convincingly, right? We're not winning them convincingly or comfortably. But if you look at teams that win the cup, right? Look at City when they won the cup, right? You would rather start your season much later on. We started off our season last year like red
the
hot
rocks,
from the
yeah.
beginning of the first game, Crystal Palace, right? We started off the season and we won every single game, and then we ran out of steam towards the end. You know.
Oh, so now you're hero Kala dulu ah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. It's exactly
Wow.
that. Yeah. So for that,
Fucking
right?
delusional.
Right now, for me, the
Tamil
one-
movie now. Tamil lah.
Yeah,
Tamil
yeah,
movie.
yeah, the Tamil movie.
You know
Exactly.
one thing? He is more confident today than he was the
Last
entire
season,
last
right.
season when they were
Right.
top of the league.
The delusion is fucking real lah, guys.
What
So
delusion? I don't know. Understand
Will
what
Arsenal
delusion?
win the league this year?
Not gonna say anything.
Ah, okay. Saying what you're saying, no, because I saw the stats last season when Newcastle United after 5 games they're 6 points.
Okay.
One and draw 3 and lost 1. This season we lost 3, but we won 2. Same point. So what Newcastle Eddie Howe is doing is that they try to change because we drew 14 times last season.
Yeah.
So I'm happy if from the 14th time they only draw 4 and then we won another 4 and we lost another 6. It should be okay. Because that's again, if you talk to me, I would like to see, and I'm pretty sure Newcastle can be among the top 5. So if Arsenal can be confident in their starts,
We can be confident.
so it's Newcastle. Especially we have the worst start fixtures of all time.
I can be confident United too.
Yeah, and
10th
but
place.
not.
Hold on. When you say delusional, right?
Yeah, okay, go on.
What was that about?
No, I just think like the whole delusion of we start badly and then we will pick up steam later. You don't know. You don't know.
But
Clip it.
saying this,
Yeah. You don't know. Yeah, you never know.
You never know,
But saying this, Man City start superbly, and then we are still waiting for them to win that 10 unit games in a row.
Yeah.
Well, they have.
Which they will.
United, City. Oh, you mean United?
No, City.
Oh, no, City have.
No.
this is-
Previously, they start a bit sloppy, slow, but now they're on fire.
Yeah, and
so
that's-
I'm still waiting for them to win another 10 or 15 in the trot. So
But they're winning. Their goal difference is crazy. I'm just going to put it out there. I think there's no point of being entertained about. No offense, you got no chance this season. I think Man City with the players they have at their disposal,
Yeah.
Haaland is the
Yeah.
best player in the world. There's no point. You can't compete.
You see,
I honestly
the
think
reason why I call it delusion, sorry.
Yeah.
The reason
It's
why I call
because
it
of City?
Because of City. And the thing is, you are thinking that, you can
American
start.
dream.
Wait, hold
you,
up.
you can
American
start.
dream.
You can
Hold up, Kevin. Didn't you say 3 weeks ago United were going to finish higher
no.
than City?
So
Yes.
And now you're saying that...
Yes. No.
Okay.
Okay. Look.
They are
Opinions.
rebuilding. They are rebuilding. They are
I'm
rebuilding.
going to.
Opinions change.
They are rebuilding.
Julian
4 weeks.
Alvarez in the number 10 replacing Kevin De Bruyne is a revelation.
Yeah.
And that guy is doing everything that Kevin De Bruyne is doing.
Don't forget about Jeremy
Maybe
Doku.
in a
Doku is
Doku
wow.
is doing some
That
nonsense.
is a winger. I'm sorry, Grealish, but then like,
Yeah.
wow,
No, you
Doku.
spend 100 million on Grealish and
It's
now this guy is
crazy.
just outstaging you.
Yeah.
Dude, there's just
It's
players
crazy.
coming out. Look, honestly.
I mean, hey, Grealish is not bad, but then Doku is crazy.
I'll be honest.
I'm going.
I'm buying
to,
him for my
go against the grain a
Premier
bit,
League.
and I can see
Fantasy.
Idris's point. City may start well right now, and there was a comment last week saying that I got it wrong by saying City haven't been tested. This season, they haven't honestly gone up against a really well-oiled team.
Fair
So
enough.
I am looking for the games against Brighton. Against Liverpool,
Newcastle.
against Newcastle. Yeah, no, sorry, they beat Newcastle already.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, against Brighton and Liverpool and Arsenal and Spurs.
1-0,
I want to
okay.
see City in these games because, eventually you're going to reach a point where the fatigue of last season kicks in. You're going to reach a point where maybe Haaland gets a dip in form. Then where do the goals come from? So when these things come up, how do City deal with it? Arsenal know how to deal with it already. They dealt with it last season and they're improving this season, right? So that's where I think possibly there may be room for an Arsenal.
No
there
lah.
possibly may be room for a Liverpool.
I disagree. I disagree because I think Man City had that kind of slump last season. Actually, there is reason why Arsenal was happy that they thought they can
In
win.
the beginning, they had it in the beginning.
No, they have a slump, so that's why I said. Now, this season, I think there will be
No, what I'm
fast
saying
train.
is, if they had
bullet
the
train.
slump last season, they could very well have it this season. That's all
but
I'm
in
going
a
to say.
later-
No, I
later part.
agree.
That's all I'm
But
gonna
the
say.
thing is, it's a lot harder chasing City
Yes,
Yeah.
you are
than
right.
it is
Pep's more
being
experienced.
chased by
Absolutely
City. Being chased by City, you have the fire behind you, and it spurs you to move forward. You're chasing City, who is just dude. They can lose Haaland tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Haaland
they can
can
sell
be
other
injured.
players,
They will
right?
find another player. Some idiot will come and he will score 15 goals. I don't know how this happens, but look, after 5 games, I changed my mind about City. I think City is.
I
No,
really
I'm
hope.
not taking away. I think they're a fantastic
Yeah.
squad.
I really hope Pep go on sabbatical leave.
Again, right? You know what I mean?
It
Back
doesn't
injury,
matter.
yeah.
He's number 2 is equally as good. It doesn't matter.
we never know.
Julian Alvarez will become manager.
All right, sweet. So that's a wrap up on all of last week's games. Before we go into the North London Derby predictions, let's play a little game for Just the Tip, right? So everybody come. Just the Tip, right? And then this week's Just the Tip is a game that our friend Moyat here has been trying to push onto us, which is build your perfect player.
Yes.
Right? So what is it, Moyat? It's legs,
Yeah, so legs, body and
and then
head.
brain, right?
No, it's head.
Oh, head, not
So
brain.
you can consider whether you want it for heading
or
or
no, for the brain,
intelligence.
right? Okay. So since you,
Yeah,
what
so
about you?
no
What-
explanations.
No
Let's just-
explanations.
Let's just build the perfect player.
Yeah.
Legs, I'm going for current players only, right? Let's
Okay,
go current players.
current players,
Current
Right?
players, okay.
Let's go for current players. Legs, I will go with Rashford
Okay.
for his speed. I will
Okay.
go
Any player in the world, you pick Rashford.
Yep. The body of Erling Haaland.
Okay.
Right? And the head of Erling Haaland.
So you're going Rashford, Haaland.
So basically
Haaland.
Haaland with Rashford's legs.
Wow, that is a weird sight to see, right? Yeah. What about you, Ma? You
I'm
got
still in shock that you think Rashford has the best legs in the world. Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying it's sexy. I'm
No,
just saying.
that's my point. You're saying that the best legs in terms of pace and shooting. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
Right. Legs, I would say De Bruyne. Yeah.
Okay.
Body, I would go... I think I would go Haaland. Head, Haaland again.
So Haaland with De Bruyne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My
Not the most handsomest player.
my
but-
legs, it would be funny enough, he got injured against
Martinelli.
Everton. But yeah, whoa, how did you know? It would be Martinelli, right? Body, I will go for Salah because every time he takes off his shirt, that core strength that he just shows. You know what I mean? That fucking like balance that he has, right? So it's Martinelli, Salah, and then the head. I'm gonna go for Giroud. Right? That's a weird combo, but it's gonna be Martinelli, Salah, and then Giroud. Wow.
Speechless. For me, I just make it simple. Kevin De Bruyne the leg. The body, I think Botman.
Yeah, I knew you would go Sven Botman.
Botman.
Solid right there. Solid, yeah.
Header, I think I have to take Haaland because he's now the best player in the world.
Yeah.
I would go
Kevin?
with Saka for legs.
Right?
Body, I would go with... this is hard. Body, I would go with Varane, actually. I just love his...
Not Sir Bobby Charlton, right?
No,
not Sir Bobby Charlton, right?
I would go with Varane only because I love his balance. Right? His body balance is good.
Okay.
And I would go with De Bruyne.
Okay. Nice. So put it in your comments, right? Let us know who should who
win the Ballon d'Or?
Who's Frankenstein, right? Who win the Ballon d'Or? Okay, all right. Sweet. So I think let's wrap it all up
and build your perfect player.
player.
And try and be as honest and realistic as possible. Don't just pick players that are on the team.
And no, your answer cannot be Haaland. Okay, Haaland can only appear twice. All right,
Once.
Once.
No, but we got it twice.
Yeah, this guy.
You all got no creativity, that's why.
Hey, so the Northern Derby is coming up, right? Emirates, big game. I want to go around the table and see your predictions. Kevin, I want to start with you, bro.
You know what? I've been wrong every single time, man. I don't know if I want to do this.
What do you mean? Do it.
2-0 to Spurs.
Whoa, you really...
Okay, you know what? I changed that 2-1 to Spurs.
Dude, you've been wrong every single time and you pick the result everyone wants to see. Yeah.
You're playing at Emirates, right?
Playing at Emirates. What do you think? Remember, Michael is at home. Michael is watching this video.
Okay. Spurs fan, I salute you, but I have to go with Arsenal this time. Maybe 2-0.
Yeah?
2-0 scoreline because my son is flying there this weekend. On Wednesday, he's going there. So
is he watching the game?
You still waiting for the Ulat ticket.
All right. What about you, Mark?
2-2.
Okay. All right. And Moyet?
You know what? I want to see Spurs do well this season.
Yeah.
I really do.
I don't know what the hell.
It all depends whether Richarlison plays up front.
Pity for these people.
No. I don't. It's not pity.
Don't have pity for them.
It's not pity. It's really not pity. But I like both of the squads. But I kind of just want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see James
It's the romance,
Maddison
bro. It's the romance.
do some magic. But I think it's going to be a score draw. I think it's going to be 2-2. I think Richarlison's going to mess up something.
No, if he doesn't play, if they play Son up front instead of Richarlison, they have a huge chance.
No, I think
I think running behind Kulusevski and Son will run that defense ragged.
I just think you look at Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard.
Martinelli's not.
Martinelli's not.
Don't know yet.
You got Trossard. You got Trossard there.
I think
Declan Rice.
Yeah,
Oh
I
God,
think
that
that
team's so
we
good.
are about to go into our first Champions League game in the last 7 years.
Yes.
This Wednesday.
See this?
Right?
Newcastle are here 20 years.
Yeah, I should get that. Right? PSV Eindhoven. Yes, it's a small club, I guess, in the context of the bigger things. But still, we have to go play a Champions League
Sorry,
game.
Mark. I know. Yeah. I mean, your face become red right now.
We've still won the most Champions League.
Yeah.
You know, and then we have to come back and then go against Spurs. It is worrying. Madison is amazing. The players are great. I think it's gonna be 2-2. I think I'm gonna side with Mark. I think it's gonna be
3 2-2s.
Yeah, 3
Wait,
2-2s.
is Spurs in the Europa?
Nothing.
No, they
Yeah. That's why I got nothing to lose. That's why I think they could get
fair
top 4. They're just like, whatever, let's just do it.
Chelsea
Alright.
have nothing to lose too. Do you think you get top 4?
Well, let's hope, fingers crossed, that we smash Spurs then, and hopefully we all are proven wrong.
Let's hope we don't get smashed by Bayern Munich.
Yeah! And on that note,
luck.
everybody. That's a goodbye from Balls Deep.